Good morning, people of Earth. If it isn't Madame Rouge, the villainess you love the best. Either way, love or hate, right? That's how it goes, I suppose. Anyways, as Wu-Tang would say, it's been 20, well, for me, as I would say then, 26 long, hard years and still struggling. But, gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta do it. And, you know, you understand what I'm saying, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the good part where I talk about the episode of Tyra Banks' show that I saw that proved once again that Tyra is completely out of her mind and everybody loves it. Like, I guess there was a chick who was pregnant working at the Bunny Ranch in Pahrump, which I'm familiar with because I live in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas and Pahrump are pretty close. Anyways, she's like 8 months pregnant, and she's working at the Bunny Ranch, and Tyra's like trying to do like somewhat of an intervention and say, this isn't all you should be doing, and Tyra's saying all the, things that she should be saying, and whatever, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden she busts out with this shit that's like, so what would you say to this girl who's pregnant that works at the Bunny Ranch? She says to her, so what would you say to your 6-year-old self if you could speak to your 6-year-old self? What would you tell that little girl? What would you tell her? It's like, whoa, Tyra, whoa. I freaking mentioned to somebody like about how this 15-year-old girl who got murdered, I mentioned one little thing about like, oh, I wonder what she was thinking that day, and this guy looked at me like I was the Antichrist. Tyra is like so much of a fucking deity, she can bring you back space travel, fucking time travel, and fucking make you confront your 6-year-old self. It's like, if I was that lady, I'd be like, well, Tyra, what I would say to my 6-year-old self is, hey, I'm 20 years older now. It's a good thing that I got to be 20 years older than being 6. And since I'm no longer 6, I don't talk to my 6-year-old self. When I was 6, I talked to my 6-year-old self, but I don't do it anymore. I guess if I had to answer, which I guess Tyra has so much power that everybody, it's like I said, if I'd say it out of my mind, when she said it, the whole audience was like, yeah, that's deep. What would you say to your 6-year-old self? And it was just like, really? And would you tell her that you robbed her of her innocence? Would you tell her that you're sorry that you fucked up your life so bad, you fucking loser, pregnant bitch working at a bunny ranch? You could have been a supermodel like me. I fucking fought to get where I am today. It was hard. Beyond being naturally tall and skinny, I had makeup artists and people who were doing my hair, and it was hard. So don't tell me the only thing that you can do is prostitute. Like, Tyra would know what it's like to have to do what you gotta do. Period. Now, I agree with her in the way that I don't see absolutely no excuse for prostitution or anything of the like, stripping, whatever, webcamming, pornography, not down for it. I feel like it's kind of another way we abuse another, another one, a feeling, an emotion, something that, we abuse that with pornography because it's like we should be satisfied with our own libido, sex drives. We should be satisfied with normal, like, I don't know what semi-normal, who calls what normal, but I mean, like, just satisfied with regular, like, things, regular things people do, like, and whatever, even if it's butt stuff, but I'm saying, like, the type of shit people do nowadays. I know this guy that works at a high school, and he was telling me, like, oh, you don't even know how bad it's gotten. Apparently I don't, because he was like, okay, they have this game at the high school where it's called Bust a Nut. And so if you have kids and you're listening to me, you might want to pay attention. This is what public school has come down to, okay? So these girls, like, as he said, like, three girls will go in the bathroom with three guys, and whichever girl makes the guy bust one first is the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Eat my fucking ass. Are you serious? I didn't even have a boyfriend until I was 18. When I was in high school, it was like, oh, does he like me? I don't know. Should I like him? I don't know. I mean, and now we're like, we're getting to that point. And then he says that he sees this chick down on her knees giving head to her boyfriend, like, just like nonchalantly. And he like catches him and is like, what are you doing? And she says, I'm praying to God to forgive me for for being bad, being a bad girlfriend to him. And it's like, dude, I would love to meet the person that falls for that kind of a story. I mean, I would be best friends. I want to be best friends with somebody who would fall for a story like I was down on my knees repenting for being a bad girlfriend. I mean, that would be the best person. It would be like a person you can totally just mold like clay. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I think most people are like that. And I think that anybody that has a fucking problem with me, dude, they like need to take it up with me, but not on my webpage. So, anyways, I don't know. Um, Obviously the thought is over. It's done, and gone. On to the next one. On to the spoken written word that I always seem to fuck up all the time because, well, everything gets fucked up. I don't know. If you're gonna sit here and think that, like you're better than anybody for any reason whatsoever, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. It's absolutely untrue. Nobody's better than anybody else. I don't care what you do or what you don't do. Nobody's better than anyone else, and nobody is, can avoid things that other people think they can avoid. Don't ever think that you can't be in the same position as somebody who's homeless because it could happen to you. Anyways, just a little something I wrote I wanted to share, and then I'm gonna go smoke some tobacco. Some Miley Cyrus style tobacco, yo. Mortal, immortal, swinging from ropes to time portals, method-do, methadone, what I thought I wanted, method-sick, method-suck, method-will stick you hard like what in the butt, metal rod up your ass, splashing your titties for dirty cash you plan on keeping in your ass, smoked crack out the hole with your mom during the Super Bowl, kept it on the low, but then your stepmom showed, we took it to the street and I sold both of them for crab meat. Meet me, eat the shit that they're giving you, and bet your ass that they're giving you more than what you thought you were willing to take. And then everyone just seems so fake, and then you make on from giving a fuck about what they have to say, you do if you evolve in any way. What? If you have any fucking quarrels, any questions, any comments, any fucking, hey, if you have a pulse and working arms and legs, then come back soon and let me know what you want to see, hear, think, do, whatever. Um, Today was the first day that I smoked out of a vaporizer. I have never smoked out of a vaporizer until today, and it's kind of got me stuck. Like, if you can't tell, I'm kind of stuck here. Not in a bad way, but in the way of, it's a lot better to chill and a lot less awkward than the camera. So that's why whenever, like, I'm not really as egotistical as I seem, but that's why whenever I say you're gonna get to know me really soon, I mean, like, be on the camera, because as long as the camera's on, you don't know So if you don't know me, you shouldn't judge me, etc., so on and so forth. I understand I put myself out there, but at the same token, let's be human. I can't stress that enough because we're living in a time where we we think that Facebook is what's going to I mean, I think I read a comment that this girl left. She said she was 17 and she spends 10 hours a day on Facebook. So she's like, please don't shut down Facebook. I'm on there for 10 hours a day. What would I do with my free time? It's like the same guy that left a comment at the Eminem website where he was like, first you told us to fuck hoes and hit bitches and fucking do this and do that, and now you're taking it all back. Now I don't know who to be or what to do with my life. It's like, really? Really? No, wait, hold on. Let me ask this one more time. Are you serious? Really? Like, really? You know what you do with your life? You figure out a way to not take a fictional book and make it part of your reality. Now, I don't care what kind of faith you think you have, but that is not human. That's all. And on that note, I have to say thumbs up to the vaporizer, right on. And I'd be interested. I would definitely like to smoke out of one again. Those are definitely efficient tools, I must say. So, until next time, kids, meeting next week. This has been Madame Rouge. And everybody, peace, love each other. Fuck, is it that fucking